have such a treat in my hands. These are some beautiful new fluorite specimens, and they have a bit of a surprise attached to them, where if I take them outside and put them in daylight, bam! This is color changing fluorite, also known as Tenebrescence. That is the quality or property that attributes to the color changing capabilities of it. Hello friends! Today I have with me some very special fluorite specimens. Fluorite is kind of our most famously fluorescent mineral, but there are some special properties about these ones that I would love to tell you about. So these are my very beautiful fluorite specimens that exhibit that tenebrescence. I'll pick this one because she's my favorite. All right. So tenebrescence, what is that? That is when there is a rare crystallographic defect in which an anionic vacancy captures available electrons in order to maintain neutrality. Now, what does that mean exactly? So with fluorite, mineralogically, chemically, just kind of the way life is, all chemical units are going to want to be at a neutral charge. So fluorite, CaF2, that has a charge of 0. Because you've got fluorite, which is the anion, and that has a -1 charge, and calcium, which is the cation, which has a +2 charge. So together, these make 0. So with tenebrescence, there is an anionic vacancy, so that negative. There's an anionic vacancy within the crystal unit. And when an electron gets excited and it wants to move to a higher energy level, it will fill this vacancy and change the appearance of the mineral. So a good way to think about this is imagine you have a ball on the ground. This is going to be the primary color of the mineral. And imagine that you take the ball and you throw it through a basket and it comes down and lands back on the ground. That's what we would refer to as classic fluorescence. So that is when you shine a UV light on it, the light changes it for a moment, and then it returns to normal when it hits back on the ground. And tenebrescence is a similar concept, but when you throw the ball up, it goes into the basket and stays there for a time. So the electrons are simply captured in this higher energy level where it remains until it will ultimately come back down, but for a time it will remain in this little spot there. And that is tenebrescence. Now that we've learned about tenebrescence, it's time to see it in action. You can see that it's got a very rich green color to it, but once I bring it outside, beautiful, beautiful blues. And unlike just regular UV fluorescence, it's gonna hold this color for a time when I go back inside, and it will change back to green, but it will take just a couple of minutes.